Hello, you're watching Proactive London. I'm joined by Simon Deacon, the CEO of Light Science Technologies. Simon, good morning. You're out with a trading update for the 6 months to end May. Could you take us through the highlights, please?
Good morning, Stephen. Yeah, trading was EBITDA positive during the period, which we're really pleased about. In H1 of 2023, we were 500,000 EBITDA loss, and now we've gone positive, with a comprehensive group loss for the period of more than halved of 335,000. So H1 2023 was a loss of 810,000. And so what we've seen, we've managed to halve this loss, just over half. But what we've seen this is with increasing margins and increasing revenue in this period. But we're also excited to say that we have grown, revenue has grown in this period approximately 19.3%. To circular of 5.2 million, to previous year was 4.4 million pounds. So we've got a good growth going on within the group, and throughout all of the divisions we're seeing this. And the other part which we've been focusing on as a company and the management team is the gross profit margin has grown approximately 15% in this period, circular to 26.6% against last year of 23.4%. So we're really pleased with progress.
Simon, what's underpinned your improving performance?
Underpinned it's really having a clear strategy for the group and the three divisions we're in: controlled environment of agriculture, that passive fire protection, and also the contract electronics manufacturing. And what we're seeing is growth within all of those three divisions, but also focusing on those margin increases and also automation within the manufacturing facility. So we keep investing in equipment, which then leads to those increasing margins. So the strategy is playing out, and we expect this to continue throughout the year.
Which of Light Science Technologies' recent achievements stand out as particularly important, Simon?
Oh, there's been quite a few in the last half year, which we're really pleased to say. We're very pleased with the distribution agreement that we set up in Light Science Technology with AgriLogic. I'm really pleased about that. That really sets us up a distribution agreement as part of our strategy in South Africa. And as you know, we're trying to make sure that our strategy is going into those growth areas in the CEA market: Australia, Middle East, South Africa, and the Americas market. But also, I would say the two acquisitions we did the end of last year have played a major part in revenue growth. We acquired Tomtec in the controlled environment of agriculture. This is a revenue and cash generative business adding to the group, which has got over 30 years of experience, which has really helped with the revenue in the controlled environment of agriculture. And also to say the other thing which really stands out to me is that we won a grant from DEFRA in association with Dyson Farming with SensorGrow product. And this is to monitor soil and look with the TRIP project about how we can benefit using sensors in the open agriculture, which is a huge market worth over $3 billion. So very excited about that. And of course, we got a new board members in Dr. Graham Cooley and Richard Mills. So lots of exciting things have happened in a very short period of time, but all part of our strategy to moving forward.
Can you tell us how last year's acquisitions have transformed the business, Simon?
Yeah, so Tomtec in controlled environment agriculture have given us consistent revenue in the controlled environment of agriculture, the CA market, but also given us a good 30 years worth of history and experience in maintaining and renewing and putting up new buildings in glass houses, vertical farms and polytunnels across the country, which really helps us grow our database and sell our new technology products from Light Science Technology into Tomtec, as well as through the distribution network. So that's really helped that consistent revenue and margin. But also, I would say the passive fire protection, injector fire barrier, that acquisitions has already seen orders over £1.3 million in the last 6 months. And we're seeing real traction in there because it's high margin work. It's across the country. We're building the team, and that's really strong cash generative business.
How about opportunities? Where's the most growth expected in both the short and long term?
So currently we're seeing growth across all divisions, CEA, CM, and passive fire protection. So we're seeing growth across the board. We see certainly in the short term and long term that the controlled environment of agriculture, we're seeing an awful lot of traction come back to the market now. Energy prices have steadied, and worldwide we're seeing that real need for food security. So we're certainly seeing a lot of activity in the CEA market. And the other side, the passive fire protection, obviously due to government legislation being put in place with the Building Safety Act and the Fire Safety Act, and we're seeing a lot of action on redeeming these buildings and putting them right so they're fire safe across the country. And so we're seeing an awful lot of increase in work there. And we expect for those two divisions that to continue moving forward.
Simon, can you outline your growth strategy and give us an idea of what the coming 12 months might look like for Light Science Technologies?
We are continuing with our growth plans to get our products globally in the CEA market, and we're doing that through the distribution and partnership route. We signed up South Africa more recently, and we're seeing a good quotations come through and a good strong pipeline from there. So we will expect to see more distribution agreements come through that strategy so that we can get our products globally and be representative globally as well, which is really important. And I think in the passive fire protection side, there's over 33,000 buildings which need work doing them fire protection. And so that's over 20 years worth of work for the industry. So we see that as consistently growing the team to be able to do that nationwide. And so we'd continue to do that. We're currently on 2 sites at the moment, and we'll be moving to a 3rd shortly. And in the CEM side, we've seen growth in new markets in the contract electronics side. We went to the sports entertainment market, which we publicized, which was very exciting, putting electronics into golf balls, believe it or not, and so that you can count the shots. So we're seeing different markets there, but also we see looking at getting more accreditations in that market so we can do more military work, as we see this as an expanding market and more manufacturing coming back to the UK due to the uncertainties in the world.
Well, Simon, I hope you'll keep us updated on any further progress. Thank you very much for updating us today.
Thank you.
That's Simon Deacon, the CEO of Light Science Technologies.